Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook page, where I am none other than Aisha, also known as Jade. And I am doing a makeup live audio for Monday, December the 17th, 2018. And this afternoon, I would like to talk about 5 daily habits of people who age well. So again, that's 5 daily habits of people who age well. But warning, diet and exercise are not enough. So by following 5 accessible habits, perhaps they say it is possible to slow and even reverse the aging process. So I want to jump right into what those 5 habits might look like. So the first one is a Mediterranean diet. So to stay young, it is not enough to follow any healthy diet. Science has demonstrated that specifically a Mediterranean diet, which you can Google what Mediterranean diet is all about, it improves cardiovascular, neurological, and bone health, and adds to longevity. This diet is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and olive oil, and derives protein primarily from fish and poultry versus red meat. So one study of 1,300 participants from 5 European countries who ate a Mediterranean diet for 1 year had reduced levels of C-reactive protein, which is CRP, C-reactive protein. So CRP is an inflammatory marker linked to aging. And furthermore, the study participants has reduced levels of osteoporosis and bone loss. And in another study of 562 participants found that individuals in their 70s who followed the Mediterranean diet had half the brain atrophy or shrinkage, typical for individuals of the same age. Less atrophy means less dementia, better memory, and improved ability to think clearly and effective. So we know a lot of times, not for all individuals, but a lot of times as we get older, our body changes, our mind changes, the brain sometimes can go a different way. And really, you can be the healthiest person when you start out younger, but sometimes as life shows us, when we get older, unfortunately, things change. Our sight, our brain, the memory, our bone density. We lose the calcium, and especially if you have to take medicines that may contribute to a lot of those nasty little side effects that we have. So it's really important, your diet. One of the things that's really important is your diet. You may have to cut back, cut off, or really eat like in moderation. Definitely eating more green, leafy veggies, your fruits, making sure that you incorporate exercise and water, staying active and social, and just a variety of other different things. So, you know, what you may be used to when you grew up, or as you were growing up, you ate or thought or reacted one way, but you may need to change your mindset. It's not going to make it's, like as we're born, we're also going to transition on. But if we do the best that we can do to eat and exercise and do different things, because I believe the body can heal itself. If you choose to eat meat, I mean, that's really on you, but I know a lot of times with the meat, It does take a little longer to digest in our bodies and just a whole multiple things. So you don't have to, necessarily believe me. I always tell you guys, make sure that you research for yourself and then come to your own conclusion. So definitely look up Mediterranean diet and see what it's all about. And it might be something could possibly be interested in, because guess what? All of the diseases or what we're used to older people going through, it's now in an age where younger people, middle age, are being affected as well. So again, that was Mediterranean diet. The second one would be exercise. Again, it isn't just sticking to any exercise regimen that helps you young and healthy. It is how you exercise. Interval training, which consists of moderate exercise followed by intervals of more rigorous physical activity, seems to actually reverse the aging process. And so one fascinating study assigned 72 healthy men and women from two age groups, one under 30 and the other was over 72, to three separate exercise regimens: rigorous weight training, brief interval training on bikes, and moderate bike riding for several days, alternating with weight training during off days. The study participants were evaluated for improved physical fitness and received muscle biopsies to examine how the exercise regimens affected muscle cells. So everyone in the three groups improved in terms of physical fitness, but those who performed interval training had robust changes at the cellular level. The older one was shown to have 400 genes from their muscle cells that worked differently after the interval training, while the younger group had changes in 274 genes. The genes that were affected influenced the ability of mitochondria to produce energy for cells, which improves muscular health and cell life. Perhaps the most compelling part of that study is that the older individual had even more robust benefits than the younger. Okay, so it's never too late. So that's why I made that statement just a few minutes ago, that it's not always the individuals that are older, but it is definitely affecting the younger generation as well. So, like walking and running is good, but you need to incorporate more into your exercise practice. So that, again, was exercise. The third one would be social relationships. Relationships have a huge impact on physical health. Some studies have repeatedly shown that those with stronger personal relationships live longer, and those with poor relationships suffer from chronic health conditions, including cardiovascular disease, diminished immune response, depression, sleep problems, and dementia. The Harvard Aging Study provides perhaps the most extraordinary data about the positive effects of relationships. So the study found that close relationships have a greater impact on quality of life than money, fame, IQ, or social class. Relationships were also shown to delay mental and physical decline and be stronger with happier, long and happy. You can have strong, long and happy lives. So social relationships definitely, it's not just about your social class, as I just mentioned, or the money or the IQ, right? But when you're more active, I'm not, a lot of people, you have people that are introverts, extroverts, I get it. But if you can kind of step out sometimes and be social, I think that would really have a huge impact on the quality of life. And I can kind of see that. I can kind of see if you're a little bit more reserved or you call yourself an introvert and you're really not doing much of anything at all. I can see how that could take a toll on your mental and physical stability, because you're not getting out, you're not interacting some. Doesn't mean you have to perhaps go out all the time, but it's just healthy to just kind of get out and meet and, meet up, have conversations with other people. So social relationships are important. The fourth one would be meditation, which is a favorite of mine, which I really need to kind of get back into meditation. There are countless studies of how meditation can improve psychological and physical health, but there are also many authoritative studies that show it can slow aging. Studies have shown that meditation, and I invite you to definitely look up meditation and the benefits of it. And there are several different types of meditation. So maybe one may not work for you. There's other different types that perhaps they can. So meditation has a positive impact on telomere length. So the telomeres are protective caps on either end of our chromosomes, which hold the genetic information of our cells, or DNA. In order to maintain the healthy and longevity of our organs, our cells divide and replicate as we age. Each time our cells divide, the telomere becomes shorter. The shorter the telomere, the more susceptible our cells are to disease. Those who practice regular meditation had longer telomeres, producing cells that are capable of living and dividing longer, and therefore maintaining the health and youth of our organs. So I strongly advise, including myself, to definitely go and check out what the benefits of meditation are. I can just speak from example the few times that I did, as uncomfortable as it was, because some are really like you just sit and you have to just kind of be still and center yourself, right? And that could be challenging, because you can be thinking about different things that need to be done, or you can be thinking this is the most boringest thing I've ever done in my life. But when you're consistent with it, and again, there's different types of meditation, including they have one called walking meditation, which I actually found that was very interesting, and I really like that one. But again, that's just me. But even with that, you still need to be focused. So Google, YouTube, what meditation is all about, the great benefits, and the different varieties of meditation that they offer. Also, meditation has also been shown to protect the brain from aging. Participants in an 8-week mindfulness meditation program, and Google that, mindfulness meditation program or mindfulness meditation, were found to have made measurable changes in regions of the brain that are associated with memory, stress, and empathy. Another study showed that regular meditators in their 50s had the same size prefrontal cortex as those in their 20s. This is incredibly compelling evidence that meditation can protect the most vital organ, the brain, well into middle age. And so, once you stop being as active, right, the brain starts to deteriorate. And that's when that whole dementia, Alzheimer's come in. When you're not physically active, the bones become brittle or weak. You lose the bone density. You lose your calcium. Yes, I believe stress and depression and the whole mental health arena plays a part in it. And so, again, for those in their 20s up into their 70s, 80s, you have to stay as active as possible. Okay. It's just like I don't know. It's just I want to say it's the right thing to do, and if you can't do it by yourself, see if you can find a support system, a family member, a friend, your spouse, your partner, where you can both, go out and do these things, exercising and being social and cooking up healthier options in the kitchen. So that was meditation. And finally, the last one is number 5, optimism. As hard as it may be at times, keeping a positive attitude has huge anti-aging benefits. People over 50 for up to 20, my apologies. One longitude study followed people over 50 for up to 23 years, right? Those with a positive outlook about their future who saw aging as no big deal had a greater ability to function independently and maintain physical fitness, work full time, and enjoy themselves socially. And when health problems hit, the lesson is to keep your chin up. Those that did had lower rates of mortality and morbidity. Whenever possible, ignore the negative stereotypes of aging. Instead, drink from the fountain of youth, as they say, by choosing to look at life, including times of challenge, as opportunities for growth and renewal. So I'm not big about the fountain of youth. However, yes, as we all know, we go through as we have those good days, we have those challenging days. And I know it can definitely be hard, all from experience as well. But I have been learning more and more that I can choose to stay in that negative space, and it's going to bring me down not only mentally, spiritually, and also physically. Or I can make a decision, it is my choice, to see it as a growth, a learning lesson, and figure out how to move forward with it. Because challenges are not going to stop. They're going to keep happening. And I think for me, it's like it's a test to see exactly how am I going to respond to it. So, keeping an open mind, keeping optimism, trying to, be as positive as I can, but also realizing that when I go through those challenges, you can go through them. Don't just dwell or sink in them. Okay. So I hope that and again, it's those challenges are opportunities for growth and renewal. Again, that was the last one that was on optimism. So I hope that you enjoyed this brief conversation that I had with you guys. Definitely, look up the things that I spoke on: meditation or mindfulness meditation, Mediterranean diet, being social, definitely incorporating more than just walking or running, but incorporate other activities into your exercise. And I think that you guys will just be fine. And this is for not only the older, the 50 and above, but for individuals as young as 20. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I invite you to join and like my social media platforms, which I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and have a YouTube channel. You can find me all under Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel. You can go and subscribe, hit that thumbnail, also hit that notification bell for any and all updates. Join the other platforms that I just said. Always remember self-care. Treat yourself good first and foremost, internally as well as externally. Learn how to love and respect yourself. Create, if you haven't already, that self-care toolbox that'll help you in your good and challenging times. It's your own self-care toolbox. It's no one else. Create your happiness, create your greatness, live out the best life that you can, be as healthy as you can, and just be your best self. Also remember every day to be appreciative and blessed and humble and grateful as well as thankful. And until the next time, I say ashe and namaste. Be good to yourself.